Why, Sally? Why do you do this to me? Hey guys, it's me Sylvia, back with another video. Welcome back to my channel. So we are back to normal, back to the regular content that I normally do on my channel. No more sappy, wappy, crying, sad Sylvia. Okay, we're gonna just move on because I miss making these type of videos. So today's video, we're gonna be testing out random Sally Beauty makeup. I didn't know that Sally Beauty actually had so many things I haven't heard before. So maybe they're just underrated. I don't know, we're gonna find out today. So I have my full bag of goodies right here. And the thing I was noticing when I was shopping at Sally Beauty is that a lot of the times there are not testers for the products and there is like no direction or instruction on how to even use the product. And for a beauty guru, me, to even struggle to be like, what the heck is this? I feel like that's not consumer friendly. Like, who's gonna buy it if they can't even test it? For the foundations, there was like one shade that you could test, and like that obviously isn't gonna help anybody. But before we get into the footage of me actually shopping around the store and stuff, make sure you are subscribed to my channel. All you have to do is click that red button down below and join my S Club today. And yeah, let's just get right into the footage of me picking stuff out. So we're basically just looking at like the brands I have never tried before and getting random stuff. So I'm gonna get this rice primer. It literally just says rice primer, nothing else. FEMME COUTURE. This looks like the BEIGE Cosmetics foundation bottles. There's like no testers though. How am I supposed to try these?
I found one tester.
You did?
One.
Oh, there's just one. Beige / tan, but this looks so light. Blonde? I think I'm gonna do blonde. This looks interesting. Probably get this. I can't even open up the palette to see what the eyeshadows look like. Yeah, that looks like the Milani blushes, so I'm gonna get one of those. Extreme Plumping Lip Gloss with collagen. Who needs lip filler? Let me try one of these. Whoa, extra large. Yes, please. Just call me Kylie Jenner. Okay, so now we're looking for an eyeliner. They have this cake baked eyeliner, which literally I have no idea how you would use this. I think we'll go with this. So let's start out with the primer that I chose. It is this rice primer from Palladio. I always forget how to pronounce this. Palladio. This primer. It's supposed to be mattifying and perfecting, and that's literally all that it says. You know, usually I feel like you get like a box that really tells you the full benefits. Everything also I was noticing happened to be like taped shut or whatever this is, and not only is that kind of sketchy, but it's also very inconvenient. Like, they really did not want you testing anything. With cosmetics, like, you have to be testing stuff. It's so personal that it's like you can't just guess things. If I wasn't doing this video, I wouldn't want to buy any of that stuff for that reason, because it's like, how do you know if it's gonna work for you? You don't. It's just so annoying. 10 years later, I have it open. So let's pump some out in my hand. Ooh, it's got some color to it. Wasn't expecting that. Very thick and moussey feeling. Okay, so let's apply that. Whoa, it is so silky feeling. Definitely has mattifying properties in there. Let's put that where I have really large pores. My T-zone, my nose, my chin. It has that kind of silicone-y, silky, mattifying feel, but it's not thick. Usually I find those type of primers to be really thick and like uncomfortable, but it's not even that uncomfortable. It feels nice. I definitely pumped out way too much, so you don't need a lot. A little goes a long way. Doesn't feel drying like sometimes mattifying primers can. And let's just see how the foundation goes on over top. So far, I'm not hating it. Has a very subtle scent to it. Not bad. So next up for foundation, I just randomly chose this one from FEMME COUTURE Rosé All Day Foundation infused with rose water. Honestly, because this was the only one that I was like, I think they probably have my shade. I got two because I wasn't sure. It's got pretty rose gold packaging. It's like glass, I think. Let's start out with a pump. So this one actually does say a little bit about it. On the back, it says it's like a skincare and makeup hybrid. It's supposed to improve your skin's elasticity and make it feel more supple. Oh, that's not bad. It's not a bad shade. And it's supposed to lock in moisture and keep your skin hydrated. I don't know how good that's gonna be for my oily T-zone, but maybe it'll give us a nice dewy complexion. Let's see. Very lightweight so far, but still seems to be giving a decent amount of coverage. It is just gliding on, and it seems like one pump is gonna give me a full face of coverage, which is pretty good. You don't have to use that much product. Let me go inside my hoop to get this area here. So this this is one full layer. I'm actually really impressed because I actually still have some product left on my hand and it gave me one full application. So definitely a little goes a long way. I would say it's more medium coverage. Let's try and build it in any of my problem areas or where I still see a little bit of redness to see if it can give you that full coverage glam. So trying to build it, it does build a little bit, but I would still say that this is probably a strong medium coverage. Like if I had really intense breakouts, I don't think that it would completely cover, but I do like the finish. It's like a very natural, glistening, dewy finish. Hopefully it keeps your oil controlled. I don't know that like it would stay this fresh looking. Like I could look kind of scary after a few hours because I do have oily skin, but for right now, I'm liking the way it looks. It looks fresh. It looks like a second skin. I'm actually pretty impressed by it so far. Moving on to concealer, I grabbed a concealer stick. It is the No Flaws Cream Concealer from the brand called COL-LAB. And this brand is actually, I only found this out when I saw like a bunch of the influencers' faces on it, but apparently it's a brand that's inspired and made up of all these different beauty influencers that helped create all the products in the brand, which is such a cool idea. And like, how did I not have any idea? Where have I been? I haven't gone for a cream concealer in so long, so I thought I'd give it a shot. Usually I go for a little bit of a brighter shade. This one's in the shade Beige Tan, and the other one just looked way too light, which is why I opted for this one, but now this is looking like my exact foundation color, maybe even a little bit darker, so I don't know how I feel about that. It glided on really nicely. Let's blend it out. That is a really nice finish. It's like a satin finish, and it's going really well with the dewy foundation. Foundation also doesn't feel as wet anymore. After a couple of minutes, it kind of dried down. Next up, I'm gonna try to cream, contour, and highlight using another product from COL-LAB. It's their Contour and Glow Cream Sculpting Palette in the shade Light Medium. So let's first go in with just a little bit, because I don't know how pigmented it is. Put a little more. It's not too thick. It's pretty lightweight, pretty creamy, blending out really easily, which is amazing for a cream. It's melting right into my foundation. Even though I have acne right here, it's not like making it patchy. It actually went on it really smoothly. Put some on my big forehead, contour that. And I've been really liking to contour like right on my temples recently. I used to put highlight there, but I feel like if I contour, then it just makes your face look more structured and like snatched, you know? I am really liking this. It is so easy to blend out. Even if you put a lot on, you just keep blending, and it'll melt into your foundation and it won't look like you made a mistake, you know? And I think this shade is perfect for me too. So I'm loving this so far. So I think all summer 2018, I'm gonna just stick to creams. Just looks so much better in the natural daylight. So it's completely applied and it is beautiful. I really like that cream contour. I was not expecting that. It's not muddy, glided right on, blended right out, and it kind of reminds me of like the formula of the KKW Beauty cream contour sticks. So now let's try out the cream highlight shade in here as well. I'm just gonna actually press that with my fingers and just apply. Wow, that is very natural looking. So it just gives you kind of like a you've been sweating glow. There's no glitter in it or anything like that. So that would be like completely undetectable in natural sunlight because it literally is just like adding a glisten. I am down for this cream highlight. It is very subtle, gives you just a dewy glisten, no glitter. I could see myself using this when I know I'm gonna be out in natural light and I just don't want my makeup to be detectable. And like, just look at that. It makes me look like a glazed donut. Now we're gonna try out this other highlight palette because it reminded me of obviously like the Huda Beauty ones. I'm like, this could be a dupe. This could be a dupe right here. It is the Face and Eye Highlighting Palette from COL-LAB. This is what the swatch looks like. They swatched beautifully, super buttery, just glided down my wrist and made me really excited to try it. So I'm gonna try this shade right here. Maybe mix it with this one. And let's apply that directly on top of that cream highlight. Wow, I was not expecting this. So it's definitely just giving me a way more intense highlight. I mean, it's kind of more like metallic, whereas the other cream highlight is just like a wet glow. So no doubt about it, this highlighting palette is bomb. I definitely recommend, and I think it is an amazing dupe to the Huda Beauty highlighting palettes and just way, way cheaper, but wow. So next up, let's apply some blush. This is the Femme Couture Rosé All Day Powder Blush, and I picked this one up because it looks exactly like the Milani Rose blushes. This one actually shattered though. On my way home, I dropped my bag. And it shattered, but it was a very gorgeous rose shape before it shattered. So this is in the shade Pinched Petals. Has some shimmer to it. It's not completely matte. Makes your cheeks glow. It's applying very subtly, and then you just build it the more you want, which I like in a blush. It's never a good time when it's just like too much all at once and it's hard to blend away. All right, so the blush is completely applied, and because it has that little bit of a shimmer to it, it is going on beautifully with the rest of our dewy kind of creams that we have going on. And I really like the shade. I like like had applied. Nothing bad to say about it. Nothing bad at all. So right off the bat, I hate the packaging. Wow. If you were to put this in your makeup bag, it would open and spill everywhere without a doubt. I don't know why the cap is just so loose. Comes with a little puff inside. Don't really see myself using that. I never got those little puffs. Like, why do they put them in there? It's so difficult to blend out the powder. You just like plop it on and then what, rub? Like, no, you're not supposed to do that. It does not help. So I'm just gonna dip in with my beauty blender and then pack that on my under eye and try to bake with it. We'll do the flash test and see if it gives flashback. Wow, it has a pretty strong scent to it. Smells like perfume. Now let's also use that on my T-zone to just press it in wherever I get oily normally. Wow, so that really mattified, as you can see. And it kind of filled in pores too. It looks really, really smooth. I will say it's making my foundation a little bit darker wherever I'm putting it. It's definitely not a translucent powder. Let's press that in my smile lines so hopefully it can smooth out like it did my forehead. Wow, definitely smoothed out this area completely. So while that's baking, let's go ahead and do some eyeshadow primer. This is from Ardell. This is their Shimmer Eye Primer. It has an interesting rubber tip. I guess you're supposed to apply it directly with this rubber applicator, but I don't like that. Whoa, it's completely clear. It's like a jelly texture. That is really interesting. Let me just rub that in. So it went on completely clear. It's like this weird jelly consistency. It's definitely a sheer primer and it just adds like a veil of like velvety smoothness that I guess your eyeshadow is meant to stay on better with. But I don't know. I like a more opaque, full coverage eyeshadow primer just because I have a lot of discoloration on my lid and a lot of veins, and it kind of allows me to start with a clean canvas. But let's not judge it yet, because that doesn't mean it's not a good primer. It just means it doesn't cover up and conceal anything. So now let's dust away that rice powder. So it definitely instantly mattifies. It's insane, the mattifying power it has. And I really believe it smoothed out like pores and fine lines and just made my face look more like I've got a filter finish on it. Like we got the Snapchat filter on. So I'm hoping it doesn't give flashback. Wow, you guys, here is the picture of me doing flash photography and it passed the flash test 100%. Honestly, it looks like my skin has a filter over it. Like the pores are less visible. It's completely matte and my skin just looks perfect. Like I'm loving the way my complexion looks right now. I really like that powder. Are they all hits so far? Who knew? Sally Beauty has some hidden gems. So for brows, I grabbed a product that really intrigued me. It's called the Perfect Arch Brow Building Powder from FEMME Couture. I definitely never reached for this type of product for a brow. I thought this was just really cool and interesting, so I wanted to try. So it says tap off the excess powder. Oh, there you can see the powder. It's like, that definitely doesn't even look like powder. And then you're just supposed to go over top of your natural brow and just build until you get the desired look that you want. My only concern is that this would just give you a really blocky brow. Yeah, you can't really like fake brow hairs or anything like that. Like normally I would extend my brow to there, but with this product, it would be too obvious that it's not your actual brow hairs. So this is just nice to fill over top of your actual hairs. So it's definitely difficult to create shape with your brow, like a whole new shape. So it's completely applied and my brows actually don't look bad. I'm not hating it. I'm not hating it at all. So I definitely recommend this for beginners. If you just like something quick, easy to use, just fill in those bad boys. You don't need to do too much for shape. Go for this guy. So next up, let's move on to eyeshadows. I grabbed an eyeshadow palette from Ardell. This is their Pro eyeshadow palette in matte with all their matte shades. We've got a really nice arrangement of neutrals there. Let's use this shade right here and highlight my brow bone with it. So not crazy pigmented right off the bat. I'm actually not noticing the product even going on the first couple times I apply it, but it looks like if you build it, it's starting to show. Shade's also a little bit chalky, but it might just be because it's a lighter shade. Now I'm gonna take this shade right here and we're gonna apply that right above the crease on the brow bone here, blending back and forth just as a transition shade. Now again, it's just taking a little while for me to build the product, so they aren't insanely pigmented right off the bat. Just really having to build this shade here. Now let's use this shade right here and I'm gonna stick that right in the crease and blend back and forth. So the color is just like really struggling to show up and there's a lot of fallout. Because that color is not showing up, let's try a different shade, this dark brown right there, and let's really try and pack that on. Are you guys seeing this? Nothing is happening. What the hell? Let's try and use the second deepest shade in the palette just so we can get something to show up. There we go. I'm gonna bring that down to the lower lash line and smoke it out. So I had to deepen that up with the black black in the palette just because it was not building. I also found this glitter cream eyeshadow from BITZY. It's like this really pretty gold. And I was like, ooh, it just looks like pressed glitter and it's beautiful. So I'm gonna try and apply that with a wet brush. Whoa, that's intense. This is beautiful. You don't need any adhesive. It's just sticking right on. So I think that's beautiful. It applied really well, but after one application, this is what the pan looks like. You can like see the glitter separated and it's just the gel and you can see the pan underneath. So I don't know how long that would last. That kind of concerns me, but it does apply really nicely. Next up for eyeliner, I have this FEMME Couture Mineral Effect Baked Cake Eyeliner, which really intrigued me. I guess it's like an eyeshadow. I'm gonna try and apply it like an eyeliner with a wet brush. First, let's see how it applies dry. Okay, very underwhelming. Feels like nothing's happening. Now let's just wet my brush with Fix Plus. Let's try and create a wing. Wow, it applies nicely when you wet your brush, like a liquid liner. I'm gonna take this all the way to the inner corner. Let's do an inverted wing, or whatever they call this. And let's apply that on my waterline as well. So I just tried blending this a little bit more, and the gel made the eyeshadow turn out super intense and black. So I'm just gonna turn this into a cut crease, because I was not expecting that. Wow, you guys. So the eye look took a turn. I definitely was not planning on doing anything this dramatic, but what even just happened? So this stuff is pretty good. I do like it. You can use it as an eyeshadow dry, or you can wet your brush and it becomes more of like eyeliner. It is more time consuming than just your regular liquid liner though, because you have to really build it to get it super jet black. Also, when working with this gel glitter, you want to be careful not to go back in with any eyeshadow, because if you're putting any sort of eyeshadow on top of that glitter gel, it is going to just be super patchy and pigmented and intense. So I was trying to blend that away, and it ended up just being more and more black, and I had to turn it into a cut crease or something. So this is what happened. But next up, let's test out a mascara from COL-LAB as well. So they have a lash primer, which I thought was interesting. So this is their fundamental lash primer. It looks white. Let's apply. It's applying just like mascara. It's really easy to poke my eyeball though, because the bristles are really short and sharp. Whoa, it's definitely making my lashes super long. It seems to be coating them with something very, very thick. It's easy to comb through the lashes with this type of wand, and it seems like the more you go over it, the longer your lashes can become. Whoa, those are so long. It's kind of scary. Okay, this is not a joke. You guys see my lashes? My lashes definitely look longer than they do before I normally put on mascara, but now let's go in with their Love Your Curves Extreme Curl and Sculpt Mascara. It's supposed to give you incredibly sexy va-va-voom lashes. Whoa, that has a very interesting wand. Kind of bent, it's really thick, but the bristles are really small. Let's apply on top of the primer, and I'm just gonna apply enough so then there's no more white on my lashes. I wish I didn't have so much black liner on so you guys could actually see my lashes, but it's insane how long they are. My lower lashes too. But now that we use that primer, I can't really tell you if it's this mascara that made them super long, because I feel like it's the primer. Wow. I'm gonna say that this is the longest my lashes have ever gotten with just a mascara. So that primer is intense. I would really recommend this primer if you have absolutely no lashes and you don't like wearing falsies, but you want big lashes. The two of these together, it's kind of scary how long they are. That's intense. I approve. These are cool. It's a good thing that these give you a false lash effect, because I definitely didn't get any false lashes. My bad. And last up is lips. I have the Plumping Lip Gloss from FEMME Couture in the shade Naughty Neutral. So this caught my eye because it says it can make your lips extra large and it's supposed to have a plumping effect. So I mean, let's see. Whoa, that is a huge doe foot applicator. You guys seen that? That's massive. That looks like it should be a concealer. I'm gonna expect kind of like a tingling sensation since it's supposed to plump, but nothing so far. Smells good, like vanilla or something. Okay, so far it looks like a basic clear gloss with a bit of like a champagne shimmer. It's a little sticky. It actually tastes really good. So I don't feel any tingling yet, but I feel like, should I wait a little bit? Come and kiss me with my sticky. Okay, so I don't like the way it looks when you separate your lips. Maybe I just put too much on, but it feels kind of thick and ew, weird. So it's been a couple of minutes. I feel no tingling whatsoever. Plumping? Where? Like, I don't see any plumping. My lips look the same. They just look grosser. And I feel like this is just a regular lip gloss, and I don't even like it that much for a regular lip gloss. There's a lot of nicer lip glosses out there just because, like, why does it do that? It looks so crusty. Don't know why it's called the Plumping Lip Gloss. It's a scam. It does not plump. It's just so below average.
I feel like a lip balm would do more than this. All right, guys, so this is the finished makeup look using all random Sally Beauty makeup. I was not expecting to have a makeup look like this. I will be completely honest. The eyes took so long to try and freaking finesse. I am not a fan of the Ardell palette at all. And then same with the lip gloss. Like, the lip gloss is so mediocre that it's like, no. I was expecting plumping, didn't get plumping. Hate this. Really not pigmented at all. Was the most pleasantly surprised by the cream contour. Really liked that. And also the eyelash primer was really dope too. Overall, I'm pretty pleasantly surprised at like the amount of underrated makeup that is in Sally Beauty that people aren't really talking about that is kind of bomb. I just really think that the store really needs to change the way it tapes up the packaging. They need more testers. Like, maybe that's why people are too scared to try them, because it's impossible to know what they're like before you even buy them. But that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, just click this button right here to subscribe to my channel. Just do it. Just click the button right here. It's right here waiting for you to click it. And then click one of these other videos to continue watching me. I promise these videos are just as good as the one you just watched, so just keep it going, keep watching me.